Hi everyone, it is me, Sammy. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. Hope you're all having an amazing day, whatever it is you're doing. As you can see behind me, Tesco's has just dropped off my weekly food shop, which means it's time for a weekly food shop haul. We're going to run through everything I picked up, how much I spent, and what meals I'm planning to make this week. So if you do enjoy the video, guys, don't forget to smash the thumbs up button. Also consider subscribing down below if you haven't already. It means a lot to me. And yeah, without further ado, let's dive into it. Apologies if this is going to feel like a really quick grocery food shop haul, because it is absolutely sweltering today. We're in the middle of the heat wave in the UK. It is currently 32 degrees Celsius in my kitchen. That's not the outside temperature, that's just in my kitchen. I've got a window open with very little breeze coming through, and the only fans that I've got mess with my audio, so I can't have them on. So this is going to be a very quick, fast-paced food shop haul to show you everything that I picked up. I didn't particularly have a budget this week. My usual budget is around £100 to get everything I need for me and my 3 kids for the week. I didn't particularly have a certain budget for this week. There were 2 things that I know I definitely wanted to pick up. One of those is that we wanted a Chinese takeaway this week, but instead of spending the money on a takeaway, I wanted to replicate a takeaway with some ready meals from Tesco's. So that's the first thing I needed to pick up, was a Chinese takeaway dinner with ready meals. And the other thing I wanted to do this week was a Friday night treat for the kids, which was a dessert grazing board. So loads of little nibbles and dippers, and then to go with these dippers, which are like sweet treats and fruit, things like that, I'm going to be making 2 dips. One of them is a cheesecake dip, which is absolutely phenomenal, and then the other is a chocolate caramel dip, which again is absolutely delicious. And don't worry, the Chinese takeaway and the dessert grazing board are going to have their own separate videos, so stay tuned for those. But yeah, they were the only 2 things that I had on my must-buy list for this week. For the rest of the shop, I just tried to get through it as cheaply as I possibly could. So let's dive in and see how much I actually spent this week. So in my payment summary, my subtotal was £86.71. That actually includes savings of £10.80, which means that my total should have been closer to £100, which is amazing. So yeah, my total that I spent this week was only £86.71. So that's just over £13 saved from my £100 that I could have spent. So that £13 is going to go into my summer fun fund for the summer holidays treats. And yeah, that's enough waffling from me. Let's dive in, see what I actually picked up and what I got for my money and what meals I'm planning to make. Let's start with the frozen stuff because they're defrosting on my side rapidly. I also got quite a lot of substitutes on this order, so we'll run through those as I'm talking about each item as well. First substitute is this garlic bread. Now I originally ordered the Tesco's 10 garlic bread slices, the frozen ones. They were £1.25, but they've sent me the Hearty Food Co. 2 frozen garlic baguettes, and these were only 85p, so I saved a little bit of money there. I then picked up some skin-on fries. I'm going to use these to make a loaded fries this week with like some popcorn, chicken, guacamole, cheese. It's going to be delicious. Then got some beer battered onion rings, which were £1.65, and I'm going to be serving those onion rings alongside my pizzas this week. I've got a Goodfellas stone-baked thin pepperoni pizza. This is on Club Card price for half price, meaning I only paid £1.50 for this. I then got a Tesco's chicken and bacon frozen pizza as well, and this is £1.85. That's all my frozen bits. I'm going to pop these in the freezer now, and then we're going to dive into the chilled items. Let's dive into the beautifulness that is my Chinese takeaway. First, I got the Chinese meal for 2 box, and this is sweet and sour chicken and chicken chow mein, and it also comes with egg fried rice, crispy vegetable spring rolls, and prawn crackers, and this is on Club Card price for only £6. It wouldn't be a Chinese takeaway without some sweet and sour chicken balls. So yeah, these are sweet and sour crispy chicken balls, and we've got the sweet and sour sauce at the top, and then we've got our crispy chicken balls. This again was on Club Card price for £3.25. Another Club Card price of £3.25 was the beef in black bean sauce. Club Card price again, but £1.75 was the egg fried rice for 2. And then another substitute. So I actually ordered 4 prawn toasts, and that was £3.40. They've actually substituted it with this 12-piece Chinese style selection pack, which was only £3. So again, I saved myself 40p. So that's all my Chinese takeaway for this week. I've got 3 bottles of milk. We've got 2 4 pints of whole milk and 1 4 pint of semi-skimmed milk, all £1.65 each. Another substitute were these apples. Now I originally ordered the Rosedene Farm small apples, which were 99p. They've sent me the Rosedene Farm Gala apples, which are a bit more expensive expensive, but I only had to pay the 99p because it was a substitute. We've then got 600 grams of strawberries for £3.75, 150 grams of blackberries for £1.75, and 500 grams of mixed seedless grapes for £2.20. I've got a pack of grated mozzarella for £2.55 for our loaded fries and some little lunchtime pizzas this week. 300 millilitres of fresh double cream for £1.70 to use for our dessert board this week. And then 3 packs of cream-filled soft cheese. There's 200 grams in each of these and they're only 95p each. Going to be using these for our cheesecake dip this week, and then also anything left over is going to be used in some sandwiches. And then I've got these 2 to go with our loaded fries this week. I've got a pack of 30 chicken poppers and these were £3. I'm going to pop these on top of our loaded fries. And then I've got the Tesco's Tex-Mex dip selection, which has salsa, sour cream and chive guacamole, and a jalapeno chili cheese. And I'm going to be using these to top our sort of loaded fries, almost like nachos with some popcorn chicken, mozzarella cheese, the salsa, the guac. It's going to be so tasty, and this is £3.25. And then for some lunchbox bits for the boys this week, we've got some mini pepperamis. This is a 10 pack, but this is their new Doritos barbecue sweet tang flavour. These were £3. And then I've got a 10 pack of mini Baby Bells for £2.95. And then lastly, for my fridge, we've got some veg. I've got 1 red loose pepper for 70p, a whole cucumber for 99p, and then some finger chilies for £1.15, which I'm going to use for some dallam rice this week. That's all the chilled stuff I got this week, and I only have 1 non-food item this week as well, which are these 20 tie top bin bags, and these are £3.25. Now let's see what I got in the food cupboard. I got a medium sliced loaf of white bread, which was 74p, an 8 pack of chocolate chip brioche rolls. These are £1.70. The boys wanted these for their lunch boxes this week. And then for our dessert grazing board, I've got some double chocolate brownie mini bites, and these are on club card price for £3. For cereal this week, I got some honey hoops for 75p. And for crisps this week, I've got some barbecue beef hula hoops. These are on club card price for £1.75. And then I've got some frazzles as well for £1.30. I've got a sweet corn in water tin for 50p, some chopped tomatoes for 43p, and some sliced green jalapenos for £1.60. I've then got some Hearty Food Co penne pasta. This was 41p for 500 grams. Going to be using this for some tuna pasta this week. Really simple, mayo, sweet corn, onions, peppers, that kind of thing. Just a super easy chilled dinner this week. And then my last substitute for this shop, I actually ordered the Tesco's own prawn crackers for £1.10. They sent me the Blue Dragon prawn crackers, which were a bit more expensive, but obviously I only had to pay the £1.10 for them because it was a substitute. Now all the rest of my bits that I got were for my dessert grazing board, and obviously any leftovers are just going to be snacks around the house. First up, we've got these digestive minis, the milk chocolate ones. These are going to be the perfect dippers to go with our cheesecake dip, I think. And these are on club card price at the moment for £1, and there's 5 mini packs in here. I've then got 2 100-gram bars of Miss Molly's milk chocolate. This is to make our chocolate caramel dip with, and these are only 65p each. We've then got some Penn State salted pretzels. These were £1.50. Some pink and white marshmallows for £1.35. Some Cadbury's mini chocolate fingers. Again, there's 5 mini packs in here, and this is £1.50. And then to help us make our chocolate caramel dip, we've got the Carnation caramel drizzle, and this is on club card price for only £2. And yeah guys, that is everything I picked up on my weekly food shop this week. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, guys, and stay tuned for videos coming soon on that Chinese takeaway and also that dessert grazing board. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and hopefully I will see you very soon for another video. Take care. Bye.